When will we grow out of having challenges? When will we have like enough finances to where we don't have challenges? And the list goes on. And yes, I'm going to suggest that as you do well financially, you're not lazy in what you do, and you commit yourself to paying your bills and doing what needs to be done, that you'll find a way to make it happen. But here's the thing that I want to point out. I'm going to use a metaphor, an example. I'm going to say that you're driving down the road and all of a sudden your GPS says that where you need to go to, you need to make a right turn, and when you get to where that right turn is, you recognize that that road is a gravel road. Now, depending on what part of the country you live, you automatically know if it's in July, there's going to be a lot of dust coming off that gravel road. You're expecting potential potholes and possibly even some rocks, small rocks on the main path that your tires will be bouncing over. Maybe even you're considering the risk of punching a hole in the tire because it's gravel. That's things that will possibly go through your mind, but then you don't give it another thought because you realize it's a gravel road. You expect that. You expect to have dust. You expect to have rocks spraying out the side at times, and you expect to maybe even dodge a pothole or two, or maybe you don't dodge it, you just bounce through it, whatever it is that you do. You recognize and you expect that to happen because, after all, it's a gravel road, right? You expect that. Different things that we might do when you go to, let's say you're going to fly from one place to the next, and you get to the airport, and you go in and you go through security, and then you expect that you're probably going to have to take everything out of your pockets, and maybe even take your belt off, and maybe take your shoes off, and there's, you know, you're going to have to make sure that there's nothing, you're not carrying anything that could show up in the security check as you go through that. That if that thing rings, they're going to tap you down for a moment to make sure. Like I used to wear those shirts that had the little kind of a metal button on them, and I would always get patted down for that. I just stand there and half-heartedly grin about it, knowing exactly what it is that their machine has detected, and patiently wait because, hey, the rest of my stuff hadn't got through the security either, so I wasn't in a hurry, but I knew that would happen. Every time I was wearing that shirt, I could almost guarantee 90% of the time I was going to get patted down in the upper body. They were going to check it out. There's especially, and then I'd be cool about it, and I'd pretend like I didn't notice, and I'd roll my sleeves up. Well, that really get them more, because they had my sleeves halfway up, kind of rolled up, and then it would show up that there's something on my forearm halfway up. And so that was really cool. Yeah, I'm half honoring. I'll do stuff like that just to see what happens. However, my point is, I go through security. I know these things will probably happen. I'm aware of it. I'm expecting it. I get to where I'm getting ready to go on the plane. I'm expecting them to call out numbers of groups, depending on what airline I'm with. They will call out groups that I'll be with. And then I get to be ready to go as soon as that group is called out. I get to go on. I expect that to happen because I'm with that particular airline. That's the airline I'm going to be flying on. So I'm expecting that as an outcome. Okay, what's your point this morning? Well, my point is, if you're listening to my voice, you are on this earth, and you're in a physical body, not a celestial. You are here, and you're experiencing this thing called life. And when we're in this thing called life, quit arguing about the gravel road having gravel on it. Quit fighting the fact that you're going to go through security at the airport, and that when you get your groceries at the grocery store, that you're going to have to walk up front and pay for it. And that when you're renting property, you're just going to pay for the rent, or make your payments, whatever it might be. Those are things that are a part of life. That's part of it. Yeah, but I don't feel like working. I understand none of us feel like working, but you get to do what you got to do to make things happen, make ends meet. And sometimes we have to step over our fears to make those things happen. That's life. You see, when you're taking this journey called life, it's more than a gravel road, and it's more than a flight. It's more than a grocery store. It's more than a work experience. It is all of those things combined and much more. You're going to have days where you feel like you've got it together, things are going in the right direction. You're going to have days when it feels like everything is falling apart. You're going to have those days too. And my challenge with you is to be aware that that's the gravel road you're on. It may not be the gravel road that you can't help it that you're here. Can't help it that you're born and that you're on this earth. Can't help that part. But the fact that you're here means you're on this road and you're going to go through this path. Quit fighting it. Absolutely be grateful that you get to take that step today. Look at all the amazing things that you're grateful for today. You see, if you keep fighting it, you're constantly arguing about this and about that and about something else. And this person didn't treat you right, and that person doesn't give you enough opportunity, and that person doesn't pay you enough. The list goes on, whatever it is that you want to complain about. But as long as you're complaining about the gravel road, it isn't going to make it any better. You're just not going to enjoy the journey. You're just not going to get to see the trees along the edge of the road. You're not going to see the animals out in the field. You're not going to see the beautiful crops. You're not going to see the children playing in the school lot. You're not going to see the wonderful things that's along this gravel road that are there to be enjoyed. In a certain place that I've drove through in late June, early July, the roads will be lined with beautiful light purple flowers. Just incredible. And it's just for about a week or so that it does it. And it's just absolutely outstanding. It is beautiful. But you see, if we're so focused on what we don't like in this life and what's not going right and who's not treating you right and all the crazy things that are going on and focused about gossiping and all the other nonsense that's going on, you miss all those beautiful things in life that's available to be seen. You see, that gravel road has a lot alongside it that's amazing to observe and to experience. And for some of you, you live along a gravel road, and some of you don't. It's okay either way. But this life is a gravel road plus a lot. You're on this journey. Expect it. Expect potholes. Expect tough times. Expect challenging times. Expect good times. Expect sometimes you're going down this gravel road and it had just rained. And there's water across the road and you may not be able to cross the road. Expect that to happen. Those are things that will happen in life. You're on this journey called life. So those are things that we must expect to happen. Just like you pull on the gravel road, you expect the things to happen that are common for gravel roads. You go to the airport, you expect the things to happen that happen at an airport. That's just common knowledge. We expect that to happen. This is life. Expect it to have mountaintops and expect it to have valleys. Expect it to get to where you're good enough at making good choices and bringing value, that you set yourself free financially. Expect that to happen too. To also expect the journey to that point to build your character, develop you. You see, it will be easy to run on the journey on your way up. It's easy to blame. It's easy to point fingers. It's easy to run. But that just prolongs your blessing. It just takes it out a ways. But when you can commit yourself to growing, to enjoying the journey, to looking at all the blessings that are surrounding you, it's amazing what life can offer.